everyone, and welcome to another week of This Week in Eorzea. How's everyone doing? Joining me as always, Pyra, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, we're back. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was sad without you last week.
Yeah.
And then
I was thinking of you in out of state in the heat and wishing I was not sweating my butt off in the heat.
Yeah, it's raining here like it does 300 days a year. So yeah, the wet coast we call it. Today's hot topic, of course, is cosmic exploration. But first, is there any other news? Like, I scoured Lodestone, and other than an emergency maintenance they did last night, it seems like nothing really is going on.
There's not much of anything, honestly. I mean, the only thing really is the callback campaign is still happening for another... Is it 2 weeks? A little less than 2 weeks? No, a little less than 2 weeks. At the end of next Friday, so May 9th, if you have a friend that hasn't been playing for, is it 30 or 90 days?
90?
90? I want to say 92. So if you have a friend or FC mate or / both that hasn't played in 90 days, they can come back for a week. So 7 days free playtime. So that's really it. Yeah,
I mean, everyone's
been a weird, quiet week.
Everyone's just been on the moon. So they released the patch notes with the drop of patch 721, and just reminding people that 7.25 is when we'll get the Mamulja Allied Society quests, the Occult Crescent, Weapon Enhancement quests, Phantom Weapons, and more Hildebrand. So that stuff is still yet to come in relatively short order, I do believe. Was it May? No. I can't remember the timeline. June? Somewhere in that.
I feel like I have this pinged somewhere and I don't remember where. Timeline. It's yes? May? June? Somewhere in that. I feel like I'll find it and I'm just gonna blurt it out randomly.
There you go. If we hear you say something, that's what it is. Okay. You think it's May? Oh. Okay.
May 27th. I searched it really quick. Occult Crescent, May 27th, patch 7.25. Occult Crescent, Allied Society quests, inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures.
That is coming up. It feels really fast. Like, that's a month away.
Listen, it's going to be here like tomorrow, essentially. A month away is tomorrow now.
Well, exactly. Like, by the time I get done making all of my tools, it's going to be time to start working on my relic weapons. There's no rest for the wicked.
No. Get back in.
Oh, man. Okay. So community check briefly this week is going to be some polls up on YouTube and in our communities regarding cosmic exploration. I want to know what you guys think. We'll talk about what we think today, but let's hear what you think. Get some opinions on there. And tip of the week, I wanted to get this out because I saw this today. Now, you don't know what this is. I saw this today. When you're on the moon, you can't use mounts. So some people are getting creative, and I saw this on Bluesky, and I'm like, I kind of have to share this as a tip of the week. So let's see if I can pull it up here.
I'm excited for this.
This is a botanist gap closer. So it uses the icon for smudge, but it changes your gear set to Pictomancer. So where it says gear set change 34, just put that as whatever gear set your Pictomancer is. It uses smudge. It changes you to dancer. You can use Ontavant 3 times, and then changes you back to your miner or botanist and uses sprint. So if you need to get somewhere very quickly on the moon, this will do it. So I had to shout this out because this is, you've seen people do that to them? This is crazy, but this is amazing. Would you do this? Would you do this?
Oh, easily. First of all, and we'll get into this, why no mounts? But this is genius. Honestly, not just that. I'm gonna start doing this in like the gold saucer. Like I'm gonna start doing this in like random zones. Where's this been
Yeah.
in life? Well, I
Right.
guess where's this been since Dawn Trail, since Smudge Picto, but
You can also apparently throw in White Mage has any targetless gap closers you can
Yep.
just kind of throw in. So this is just to get you started, but you can go farther faster if you need to. But so that was kind of my tip of the week. If you want to screen cap that, put in that macro. I think I'm going to copy it.
I love that. I'm definitely gonna be using that.
And
Timestamp it right now, quick.
right. This is maybe another community share, but I thought I had to share this too. This is another cosmic exploration meme. Trade offer. I receive 1,000 credits, and you receive like the fireworks, the delineations. Yeah. I've gotten probably 4 of those drafting tables so far.
Oh gosh.
And 40 or 50. Yeah.
I keep getting the what are they called? The consumables, the little party popper things. I'm just like, I don't want these no more. Will I throw them away? No, I'll use them, but I don't want
yeah, so I decided to shout out both of those things because they really amused me at lunchtime today. So we're going to talk primarily this week about the hot topic cosmic exploration, our thoughts. We're going to go through kind of things one at a time. Did you want to give some overall impressions first? Did you want to let people know kind of where your feeling with it is right now?
Yeah, so I haven't gone in for a huge chunk of time. I've tried getting like my dailies done, and I've tried to kind of like go in a little bit every day. So far though, it's honestly very exciting. Like I'm on Leviathan over in Primal, and it is busy. It is popping with like I love open world content like this where I start seeing like orange names again, and it's folks that I haven't seen in years that are like, like friends that I used to like do things with, or old FC mates or something, and it's like you just start seeing all these like people in swarms doing like mass content together. It's a grind. It's a grind, it feels like. However, like I don't feel pressured that I have to do a huge amount every day, and it just feels fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be another Ishgard, but after playing it all week, like a couple of hours a night with the exception of Saturday where I played all day, I'm glad it's not. Because in terms of the game's longevity, if you want to do Diadem, go to Diadem. Diadem is always going to be there. I'm glad this wasn't Diadem. I'm glad it's more involved. I'm glad there's more going on. I'm glad there is kind of something for everyone based on how they want to participate, whether you want to go there just for the credits to be able to gamba and get some new dies or some new gear, or whether you actually want to advance the tools and get those ranks up. You can put in the amount of effort you want and still feel like there's something you can do. My draw is the shout chat. Like each server probably has one instance that is usually more populated than the others, and that's where all the people are shouting constantly. And I understand that these are probably teenagers and 20-somethings because of the content that is being shouted, but it's almost like a soap opera. Like I keep coming back every night because the same people are shouting every night, and they're creating these like memes and everything that just keep coming up. So it's like now I have to tune in every night to see this person shout the same thing they always shout when a certain thing happens, and it just feels kind of addictive being part of the community like that and seeing so many people and interacting with so many people. And like you said, I was surprised by seeing some people on my friends list that I really haven't seen in a while, just kind of sitting there crafting for hours at a time. So I'm enjoying it. But let's get into kind of it piece by piece here. I will share my screen. If you have anything you want to interject with, please feel free to interject.
I'll probably have questions because I've been going at it at the pace of I haven't done any research around it. I've been going at it very throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks and learning as I go, like a little baby in the new world. So I'll definitely be needing help.
Listen, first thing to talk about driving way is the Loprit we needed. I'm sorry, that was our introduction to this quest, and I'm like, that is the Loprit I always wanted to see. Got the sunglasses. Yes.
Too cool.
We got some housing items. Some of us have too many of them.
I haven't gotten any of these yet either, funny enough. No. They look cute. I mean, they're nothing like crazy, but they're cute.
The selfie emote?
Though. Oh, I love it. It's so fun.
It is really cute.
I remember back in my G-Pose days, trying to do certain emotes that made it look like you were taking a selfie and like trying to like get it perfect. And now we don't have to. It's just an emote. It's great.
Oh. Okay, so Cosmic Exploration, we've got the Exo Tablet, which things kind of unlock as you progress in the zone. So we've got the regular missions here that give you credits and progress towards the tools, the mech ops. This is your kind of dailies that if you get done, you get bonuses. This is kind of a recap of the quests in the zone and the progress your zone is currently at, or your server, rather. This is your research tab for tool progress, your score tab to let you know what your current score is on each one of your classes, and then help, I guess. Now, the first thing I want to hit at is you go into the zone and it kind of gives you a mini introduction, and then you have to check a box saying you understand everything it just told you, and you definitely don't. I found that intimidating. What about you?
I may be guilty at just being like, and then be like, wait, what do I do? Right. This was one of those instances. It's just autopilot. I'm so used. It's like when you go like sign up for a site and it's like read the terms and conditions. It's like
oh, okay. Me, it felt kind of like Eureka, like this was about to be a test and I was about to fail horribly. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. So yeah, each world has its own progress. Hallie, my world is only at rank 3 oh no, doing the fate to rank up to rank 5 right now. Hallie is. But other servers are a little bit further ahead. We hit 5. Yay. Hallie's doing the best it can.
We're at 6. Leviathan's at 6.
There you go. So yeah, we have these little gateways that you unlock. A lot of servers unlocked them very quickly to kind of take you around the perimeter because you can't fly. So you said you wanted to talk more about no mounts.
Why? Just why? I love the idea of these little things. It's actually really cute. I hope one day maybe we get a mount of that like hoverboard scenario at some point down the road, but like I almost wish that they kind of put them on the outskirts a little more. Like I don't need to be teleported to every little location I want to go to, but if you start having some of these quests that are like on the outside of the map, I'm like, oh, this is a pain. Thank goodness at least there's like a return home port, because it just seems like a lot of excess running.
A little bit. I would like to see maybe
bit.
the hoverboard unlock at some point, and you could use that mount exclusively in this zone. That would be kind of cool.
That
But
would be cool.
I agree. Like Diadem, you just mounted up from node to node and kind of went like that. Here we have to get creative, I guess, with botanist gap closers. But you know, it brought the community together for a solution. So is it really a bad thing?
This is true. This is true. I really like. I think if it were more visually appealing, like I love the fact that it's on the moon, and I love the theme of it and the vibe. But it's like I like running through areas when it's like lush vegetation and like things to look at. When you're running on the moon, it just looks the same the whole way. So it's just like I'll get there eventually.
Hey, I mean, honestly, for the moon, there's kind of a lot happening. It's not all rock. There are some craters. There's some fungus. You know, it's kind of it's visually interesting in places.
It gives you rock. It gives you craters and fungus. Debbie.
Oh man, I'm trying.
Fair.
There's a Theris in the background if you look up.
I'm not looking. I'm going fast. I'm trying to go forward. Go fast.
Go fast. So the stellar missions are the missions you complete in order to get experience. Well, here's another thing. Experience. I didn't mention that because my crafters and gatherers are all 100, so I'm not getting experience, but the experience is actually pretty decent. Have you leveled anything with it, or?
Yeah, I'm kind of chipping away at a bunch of my classes with leveling. I can't say I purposely haven't leveled up my crafters and gatherers for this content, but I knew that there was going to be some content, whether it be the Allied Society quest or this, that I usually just like to save my crafters and gatherers for, since I'm not huge into crafting and gathering like at this time. And it's been a pretty decent way to get XP, honestly. And the way that these stellar missions are formatted, these are leave quests.
Yes.
Like there's nothing different. These are leave quests. And so I kind of, as soon as I saw these, I was like, oh, I see what you did there. You're bringing back an old dead format, but making it fun because it's on the moon.
As someone who is definitely not an honest Gillionaire, I completely feel that. Leaves have been out since A Realm Reborn, and I still haven't got that achievement. But, like I said, I do on one side like it because it's not just run and hit a node. You've got something, some sort of objective, some sort of mini mission. But on the other side, so the feedback I've seen, people are thinking these are maybe a little bit too difficult. What do you think as a casual gatherer crafter about the difficulty?
I will say it actually, so I've done way more gathering right now than I have crafting. On the gathering side, you have to, like, it kind of dances on the line of not, you can't just do it like casually. I know that doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna do one of the stellar missions and take my time. Like, that timer starts, you have to go. Like, even with high cordials, like, in certain instances, if you want to get a gold rating, because there's like the standard completion, silver, and gold, like that timer sometimes gets very close to running out before you can get up to the higher levels. So I kind of like that. Like, I'm challenged as somebody who's a casual gatherer. However, like it's making you be an active participant versus kind of doing it very blasé, you know, going about it. What about you, Debbie?
Yeah, so I found the gathering all right because I've done a lot more gathering. I was really struggling with the crafting, but you know, Zoam helped me out, gave me a few lessons. It requires you to know what abilities you have available to you and use them appropriately. And there are very few other, I guess, crafting and gathering checks like that. But the more you understand your abilities and the more you use the ones that are applicable, I find the easier the missions are getting. So it does
Yeah.
challenge you to have some sort of proficiency that you really don't see. Like people who craft very high-end new gear for profit obviously understand these processes, but casual players don't. Like I hit the button, what gather the thing, you know? And so it does challenge you to learn the rules better. With regard to the experience, obviously the higher your tool gets, the more different kinds of missions you have to do to get the different levels of experience. Or data, I suppose it's called. And so it does keep trying to push you to do different ones and kind of get you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So while I was very intimidated at first, the longer I've done it and the more hours I've put in, I'm starting to really enjoy it. And the further you get in getting your tools done, the more of a bonus it gives you towards other ones. So getting your first one is the hardest, but after you've got it, like the amount of experience you need for your other tools is reduced substantially. I think by like 50%, and then 100 for subsequent. So it just, yeah, it gets easier if you put in the effort.
And now, can you use macros for crafting here? Is that as applicable?
There are a couple of fan sites, and I'll try to find them and link them in the description after this stream. But because of the nature of these missions, like there are some crafting missions that are timed, obviously, and some of them vary greatly with only having like 20 durability and that sort of, like there are some pretty challenging crafting ones that your normal like garland tools or teamcraft and stuff can't really figure out fast enough. So there are some fan-made sites and tools and calculators that are meant to help on the fly, which people have been using. So I do hear good things about those, have been helping people out.
Good to know.
Yeah. So this is kind of when you've got a mission going, this is your mission inventory, your mission crafting log, and your mission decenting. So it's all done through this window. Nothing outside of this matters. Your inventory doesn't exist. Your crafting log doesn't exist. Like this is everything you need. Which honestly, from a person whose inventory is full, is a good thing.
Yes.
Yes, it's bad right now. I got called out on map night. It's so bad.
Yeah, I'm usually the person on map night that's just like, hold on, I need 15 minutes to go clear out my inventory.
Just like pray you get a couple of things that can stack. Yeah.
Yep.
Red alerts. Super fun. I've had 6 or 7 of them now. Worth a lot. Worth a lot of credits. So I think at least like 3,000, 4,000 on the low end.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've gotten lucky and gotten up to like, I think almost 5,000, depending on what type of quest it is and how quickly you could do it and turn it around. Depending on, you know, whether or not the cat is puking or whether or not I get husband aggro, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah. Have you experienced a red alert yet?
Oh yeah. The first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is happening? It was chaos, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is for someone like me, again, that's not a huge crafter person, or gatherer person, just like this giant, like, you have 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Do this thing now and get a lot of stuff in return. those are like the microdosing of like grinding content that I need. Like I don't like grinding content for an hour like that, but 20 minutes with like the promise for a high reward at the end, that I like. Like that I can get away with, and it helps fuel the gambling addiction of going to the Loperet and spinning the wheel. So I love that.
Here you go. Have you gotten lucky on the wheel at all?
I've gotten like the second highest luck, so like I haven't gotten them out yet. The best thing I've gotten has been the emote and the glasses. So nothing crazy. I did get one of the stellar opportunities, which I don't even remember what I got, but I think it was like the minion from it or something like that. It wasn't anything great. How about you, Debbie?
I mean, I got the mount. Hey.
Oh.
There you go. I got the orchestrion rolls. I got.
Nice.
I mean, the mount is obviously the claim to fame. I don't have the suit or the parasol or anything yet, but I have had a few kind of spins where cosmic opportunities seem to happen very often. Like I had like 3 or 4 of them in a row and then nothing for an entire day. So I think the Loporets kind of play with it a little bit. And then there was one spin I had where it wasn't a cosmic opportunity. The wheel just like moved on its own again around and stopped on something else. So I think the Loporets are manipulating it a little bit. But that's okay. I got them out.
You think it's just Yoshi P behind the curtain?
Right.
Like, yes, this is retribution.
Yeah, there's something going on with Yoshi P and those wheels, I'll tell you what.
Can we slide him some extra carrots for some good luck? Just like, hey, I got a few extra carrots.
So if both gauges, like it's got a gauge for a set amount of classes and a gauge for another amount of classes, if both gauges fill up, the rewards at the end are increased. So you might see people kind of bouncing back and forth between crafting and gathering. That's usually the reason.
Have
but
you
I
found
think
on your
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, have you found on your server that the ones with the gatherers, because it seems to be like one of the two has like gatherers and a crafter, that has been going significantly faster on Leviathan. Has that been happening for your server?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, once it gets filled, I think the majority of people switch over to a crafter then, because the crafter bar usually fills up right after it. So, but the gathering ones are usually much faster to complete. So, but yeah, I was going to say, at least so far when I've been on, like both gauges have always been filled. I don't think we're at the point yet where there are not enough people participating that they wouldn't. So at least for the foreseeable future, we're going to be getting that bonus. It'll be a sad day when we don't.
Be a sad day. I wonder if it'll ever scale. Like if it'll know, percentage wise or something, or numbers wise. Like I know our instances have been having, give or take, like 100 to like 110 people. So like I wonder if it were like only like 20 people, would that scale in the amount that was required to fill up the things, or if it's a static, like this is how much needs to be done.
Now, I've been on Hallie in instances with like 30 to 40 people, and we haven't had a problem completing anything. So yeah, I do think it scales.
Which is nice too, because then it's less like it's gonna die, or like it won't die as fast, because I feel like there's this demotivation anytime you can't complete something because it's not as popular anymore. And so it looks like there may be a foolproof to help that.
Absolutely. Zome was the only person on one and got 80% progress after one crafting mission. Okay. Oh, that's scaling. That's scaling.
That's scaling.
Mech Ops. So you can participate as either pilots or ground support, and both have a benefit. So originally people were saying apply to a pilot every single time if you can, but there are situations in which you don't want to do that. So if you go in as a pilot, it costs 1,000 of those blue credits, but you get a special roll on the roulette wheel afterwards. But if you go in as ground support, you get a bonus to like your next 20 stellar missions. So if you're knocking those out trying to get your tools completed, you want to make sure you never run out of those bonuses. So you might try to go in for ground support. Well, you will get in for ground support because you need to refresh those bonuses. Otherwise, you try to go in as a pilot. So have you been able to pilot anything yet?
Not yet. So I didn't I was kind of hoarding my credits to try to just gamba. I had a problem where I just wanted to gamba, and I didn't realize that you could spend the tokens or the credits towards the mech ops, and then it'll maybe give you a chance to spin, or it will give you a chance to spin. So now that has happened, I have bought my ticket, and now I just have to do it more to try to get chosen. How about you?
There you go. Yeah, so it took a while. Like, it took my first, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours in the zone before I finally got to pilot something. But then, yeah, I've been doing it rather consistently. There was a couple of times on Saturday it got completely bugged and then didn't happen for several hours. And so there's been some issue with people participating in mech ops, which is probably why they went in for the emergency maintenance last night. But fingers crossed, it should all be good now. It's really fun. It is really fun to pilot the mechs. Right, Zome thinks that the bonus only affects lunar credits and not data. You're probably right, but if you're spamming those missions, the bonus to credits is definitely worth it, I think. But no, so Mech Ops, I think, is really kind of fun. So it's worth it to spend the credits to get a better gamba, but sometimes the wheels are a little bit weird. Like, you'll have a wheel that's like just the carrot and the glasses sort of thing. Like, you'll have some 50-50 wheels. Some of the wheels just look
I haven't
really
seen
weird.
those yet.
Yeah,
I've seen like as little as like 4 or 5, and as much as like 8, I think, where I'm like, whoa, stop it. But chances are getting slimmer.
Right. Yeah, no, keep your eye out because, yeah, there's some interesting odds going on there.
Now, do you prefer the mech piloting to the ground support?
It depends on the mission, honestly. I'm thinking about an answer, and I think it depends on the mission. So, a lot of people don't like the drill. If you've ever been ground support with the little hand drill, they're really slow, and it takes a while because there's like an animation pause and stuff while it's happening. And so people prefer the flamethrower, which I completely understand in the ground ops. But it's the opposite way with piloting. I find I like the crystal one with the vacuum suit and the guns compared to the little Tonka truck with the other one. So it's kind of like some I prefer to pilot and some I prefer to be ground support.
Fair.
Yeah.
Lunar credits.
Just talking about it's got its own language. That's going to take a little bit to learn. Now, logging in every day is worth it for these daily successes because you don't have to do very much. Like, it's got a list of things that are applicable to the daily success points, but you only need to do like 4 or maybe 5 of them to get the max in order to get the highest number of daily success point credits. But it's
Yeah.
a nice little boost every day. It's 1,000. So that will get you
Yeah.
1 gamba every day if you log in and just do a couple of things. So.
Yeah, I found that those some days since the content came out, like that's all I do. Like if I really don't have time or the motivation to like really get in there, I just do the daily, like I just check this and then get the dailies done and then gamba and walk away. So it's like it's nice to see that there's like this small checkpoint for folks who don't want to like sit in there for hours. Like you can at least kind of feel like you've accomplished like a daily something or other just by doing these.
Yeah. So I do like that part of it. There's the wheels. Yeah. So you get to choose. Like it'll show you 2 and you kind of look at what's on offer on both of them and choose the one you think might get you the greatest odds of getting what you still need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Illusion of choice.
Right. But it seems like they can be completely random. Because like Pyra said, it varies on the number of things that are on offer on each wheel. It varies kind of how much space they take up. So you just click on one with the illusion of choice and a prayer that you might get what you want. Sometimes the wheel spins normally, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get a stellar opportunity, which brings you to a different screen that spins and gives you different things. So it's mayhem. But that's what's addictive about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And there's so many, like, I like how there are a few items that are like the partitions. They've been in the game already. We've known those for a long time. However, like the mount, the minion, the parasol, the glasses, like things like that are brand new. So it's like there's enough out there where you're like, oh, I want to get the new thing, and you're just kind of like going back trying to get all the new stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a few things I don't have yet. Like I don't have the minion yet. And I don't have the umbrella yet, so they're still on my list. Star contributors. So have you seen anyone running around with the buff yet?
Not yet, no. How about you?
I have actually. A couple of days I logged in and there was a person running around with the buff. So, I mean, granted, it's probably a symptom of being on Hallie when there are fewer people on in general. It's more likely that you would see one. But there's been, now I haven't been on today, so I don't know if it's still 2 or maybe 3 people who have earned it. But the holograms we haven't unlocked yet, so we haven't seen anyone's holograms yet. But we have seen people with the buff.
Nice.
Now, I would have wanted to grind to try to compete, but the competition is so tough. Like, as a former beta of the Firmament, someone who placed in the top 100 a couple of times during Ishgardian Restoration, I thought I did not stand a chance.
You'd have to quit doing everything. Like, no job, no, tell your husband, I have to go for a while. Like, some of these people are just, they are living, breathing, and sleeping through this content.
Yeah. Every time I clicked on the bunny that tells you where you place, he's like, yeah, you're nah. Good luck. Try again later.
Cute.
He's like, yeah, your name is on here somewhere, but try again later. Only the jobless, maidenless degenerates are allowed on that leaderboard. Yes.
You're so right.
With Ishgardian Restoration, it seemed a little bit more like you had a chance, because I remember when I was trying to place, being in like the top 10 or 15, and there was room there. Like I could get up that high. And there was like maybe the top 1, 2, or 3 people who were like astronomically higher than everyone else. But after those like 1, 2, and 3 spots, people had like normal scores, and you can kind of compete. But here it doesn't tell you exactly where you are. It will give you a percentile, like you're in the top 30% or the top 50% or whatever, but it doesn't tell you exactly where you are. And so you just have to assume that there are some people who are really beating you.
Which is probably a fair assumption.
But, I mean, this is content that's going to go on forever. So the belief is that after a few months, when the people who have maxed out their tools have moved on to doing relic weapons or something else, that there will be an opportunity for other people who have a little bit broader a lifestyle to be able to compete and perhaps win the buff for a little while and have your name up and feel good about it.
I can't wait to be World 99th.
Right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Yeah.
Exactly.
So eventually, once the base evolves, we'll be able to see holograms of the players who got it too, which is ridiculous. I like the reward. I like the buff and the hologram and everything. I think it's a really good kind of nod to players who put in the effort. But right now, you have to put in a lot of effort.
Yeah. But I think I like how they're using different creative ways of just like showing off player characters. Like you even see that in like some dungeon content recently, where like you see your your player model like doing something, and so I like this. It kind of gives it a little bit of that like special like community thing too. Like if you see that person that's like they're always there and then their holograms there, it's like they worked for that. Like they've been stuck here forever and look what they get to be up on the wall of holograms. So it's kind of
exactly so the tools I have one of my purples. I have my botanist maxed. I think my miner is at 6 or 7, and my fisher is at 4. How are you progressing?
No idea. Tell me
idea.
more. So my botanist is the only one that I've touched and I've upgraded. I think 3. But this is the part, and this is my fault. I own that I said, hey, agree to terms and conditions, sure. Sign me up. I'm not reading this. But what is this about? For those like me that did not read.
So these are like the splendorous tools of the last expansion, or the sky tools of the expansion prior. So these are the relic tools. You do the stellar missions. It can give you experience. You get a bunch of different experience. You rank up the weapon. You do that 9 times and you get the purple. It starts at like a level 10 weapon and then goes to like 30, 50, 80, 90, 100 sort of thing. And you don't have to use it in order to get the experience, which is different from the other ones. The other ones, you have to use them in order to level them up. With these ones, they just have to be in your inventory, which is a huge bonus. Now, once you get the level 90 or level 100 one, if you do use it on the stellar missions, it gives you a bonus, but it's still not required. And then, once you get your first one, it gives you a bonus to completing subsequent ones. So it gets easier once you get your first one. So that is the botanist tool. So that's the one I have. I honestly like the look of it. We don't get sparkly this stage, but there are more planets to go. Like there are 3 or 4 more planets after the moon. So it'll get there. It'll get super sparkly. But in the meantime, I kind of like it. The gold on the edge here actually has a really big shine factor to it. So if you've got a light source kind of shining onto the weapon, it's like glaringly bright, just like a metal would. And no, they're really nice.
I do like the look. It's very like spacey, techy. kind of look, which is not a lot of the stuff we have on Final Fantasy, and it fits. It very much feels like this like space cosmic tool like that you would use out in, you know, like I always think even with the outfits you kind of have like a Star Trek vibe, and I'm definitely seeing that with like everything that they've been putting in this.
Yeah. So this is, I kind of could have gone forward and explained all of this. So it shows you your rank in all of them and kind of the experience bars. Now, your progression into different classes also unlocks different stellar missions. So if you start working on the armorer and you've got miner and botanist, it might unlock different missions if you also start doing goldsmith or something. Like the more data you have in each of these, the different variety of missions become available to you. And so much so that someone like Fruity Snacks, who's been doing fishing on the moon since it came out, is still not sure how to unlock all of the missions. There's just so much going on. So much going on.
Yeah. It's nice too, because I think it's like encouraging you to do different things, like, you know, instead of just staying in one lane. Like I know I'm a creature of habit like that. Like it feels like you need to bounce around and try the different classes to get like the full experience out of it.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is the Star Trek-y type of uniform you're talking about. I love it. I absolutely love it. I haven't got the suit yet, but I like that the suit has little ears for the races that do. But no, fantastic Glam. And what makes it
this
better?
Is the content. Ooh,
that blue, that azure blue, is my new favorite blue. I just love it.
It's so nice. Ugh. There's like a red metallic red that doesn't look purpley. There's the teal.
Oh yeah.
The neon colors. Like, oh gosh, that's great.
That red is like red mage red. And what was the other color I really, really loved? No, the blue was spot on. No, these colors. This is what I was talking about back when Dawn Trail launched, and we were like, why can't they do dyes that are more like scenes, textures, and glow effects and that sort of dye? Because we know they can put this in the game. So this is just a preview. I would believe that they would put in pattern dyes and glowing dyes and stuff at some point.
That would be cool. Like even now that we have the dual dye channel system, like I need to go back in and see certain pieces of glam that have just like minor accents that like with these new colors and like the neons, it might look like nice little like glowing almost like LED pieces of like a suit or just like something like that really pops. So I'm excited for this. I wasn't expecting this. Like I don't remember if they showed this earlier or not, but as soon as I saw it, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I love it. The mount. So this is the mount you can get through gambling. The off-color one, exactly like it. The black one is what you get for getting all classes to a score of 500,000.
Wow.
For a reference, I maxed out my tool on botanist, and my botanist score is like 2,700 or 27,000. Sorry, 27,000. So you have to put in a lot of work. A lot of work.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Look at that! He's so happy.
Wally.
And the parasol, I want it.
It's so great. I love it.
Glasses. The portrait. I already got the portrait, the plates.
Nice.
And I've got the visage and the rage emotes.
Ooh, I didn't get the rage one yet. That's good to know.
The rage, it's a persistent one. You just shake with rage. It's like,
oh, I need it.
It's like how everyone is all of the time. Yeah, no, it's perfect.
I need it for the chaos.
Okay, and I think that's everything for the patch notes, which is great timing because we're almost at the end. Do you want to share kind of a recap or overall experience, or?
Yeah, I mean, beating a dead horse, I wish they would have brought this out sooner. Like, that's all I've been hearing from folks is that they're just like, I wish this came out months ago to kind of like start. But I mean, I really enjoy it. I'm doing my best to just not go in so deep with it, in the sense of like I haven't been doing huge grinds. I've done a couple hour sessions where I've like really gone in and just like sat there and like tried getting any red alerts I can and just like farming away. But it's been nice to have this content that's like, it has a lot of stuff to do without, and like it feels grindy. Like there's no doubt about that. It feels like it's going to be a huge grind, but it doesn't feel like a huge grind that I have to do now. Like it feels like a grind that I can kind of like do a little bit every day, or like, you know, I could do it in 2 months from now and I feel like I'll still be able to accomplish everything regardless of how populated the worlds are. And I really like that. Like honestly, it's kind of this nice middle ground between what like Firmament was and almost a little bit of like gosh, I'm blanking on it, like a Baja type thing or something like that, where it's like the style, like they're not fates but they kind of are. It's not Leave Quest but it kind of is. Like it feels like they're carrying different pieces of content that like did well or like should have done well in certain instances and like really reformed it for this piece of content, and it feels good. Like I don't know, I'm excited to continue to do it and then like do it at a slower pace. So that's my little last note on it.
Yeah, and it's not the experience I thought it was going to be, but I'm glad of it. This, like you said, even for me who loves to mindlessly grind, this isn't something I would mindlessly grind. I was happiest kind of on the days where I was doing it for just a couple of hours in the evening. Saturday, trying to do it all day, it just did get a little like, okay, now the music is getting a little annoying. Now clicking the leave button every couple of minutes is getting a little annoying.
Yep.
So it isn't something that you want to just kind of turn on background noise and zone out and mindlessly do. It is something that you kind of have to continue to pay attention to. So I think it is the type of content that is best to do just for a couple of hours at a time. But the fact that it rewards you every single day just for logging in and doing a few things makes it worth it to just do as part of your regular daily gaming grind, I guess. Like you log in and you do your CAC pod and you check your retainers and then you go to the moon and get your daily credits, and then you can just do it slowly over the course of however many months you want to work towards those tools. If you want to invest days at a time in order to rank up, you can, or in order to rank, you can. Just keep in mind, I mean, Patrick said it earlier and I didn't respond to it then, but a lot of these people who are getting these enormous scores aren't playing the way that everyone else is. And it's something that we don't like to acknowledge, but is true. I think it would be wrong of us to put on blinders and say, oh, no, it's not happening. Like that person with the score triple the next person's is definitely playing by the book. Yeah, no, it's not. There are people trying to get every advantage possible, and that's just the way it's always been. But when they have what they've came for, they will go. And the rest of us will take over the moon. And then they'll come back as other zones are launched. But this content isn't going away. So it is always going to be accessible, always going to be something you can participate in. And we've still got another 2 years of Dawn Trail. So, I mean, that's plenty of time to get what you want out of it. So those are my 2 cents. Also, if you want to buy a drafting table, they're really super cheap on the market board right now.
Debbie's just got the trench coat. Drafting table.
I looked and they're selling for like 60 gil each. Like on Halley, they're selling for 60 gil each. So
sad.
Buy them up. You can't desynth them. You're just stuck with them. But
you should just get fill your house full of drafting tables.
I've got 3 of them in my house already. I hate wasting things, but that's my final thought. I'm sure we'll discuss this more over the next couple of weeks, but what will you be doing for the rest of this week, Pyra?
The rest of this week, I'm going to be doing a bit of Savage Prog. We have a high likelihood of clearing M6S this week.
Ooh.
So that is going to be, so I'm going to do that. And then going into next week, so kind of precursor to next week, I am out almost all of next week for PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm prepping this weekend for anything that I can't do next week, because next week I'll be here for the podcast. I'll be here Tuesday night, and then I'm off to Boston. So, that is my my week. How about you doing?
Well, anything in particularly you're looking forward to in PAX, or?
Ooh, so Debbie knows this, and some people who've been like in the Discord know this. I got my first ever media badge through a website that I write with, Murders Rock, and so this is the first time that I've been invited to, like, on a big list, but I've been able to RSVP to like press conferences, certain panels, some Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering collab situations. So getting early access to play these things, and some of them are kind of embargoes, and just like getting to feel important. That is what I'm most excited about. And just PAX. I love PAX. I do PAX tips and tricks videos every year. I try to like help people plan their trip and like just like get really hyped about it. So that is gonna be next week. Just a lot of that fun and chaos.
Sounds really exciting. I don't got nothing going on.
What's wrong with that?
I'll be in game every night, on the moon for a little bit, maps on Friday, variety stream on Saturday, Final Fantasy on Sunday. Kind of my usual routine. I'm kind of getting there. This is my first week with my part-timer doing his part-time job and me having a normal number of days off. So this is where the routine starts, and hopefully I can build off of there and get back into things a bit more often as soon as, I can just take a breather. Just take a breather. I know, right?
I'm so happy that you're like getting your stable schedule though. Like, it's regular this night, and it's just there's nothing better than having that stability. So
absolutely. And I miss everyone. Like, it's not that I can just stop streaming, because I feel a connection to the community and everyone, and I do genuinely miss people when I don't get to see them. So filtering that back in is a huge priority. So thank you so much for being I'm getting there. Thank you so much for being here and joining me in some cosmic exploration discussion. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Yes. And thank you so much, everyone who watched on YouTube now and in the future. Thank you so much. If you want to join us every week, we do this pretty much every single Monday. Same time, same channel, talk about Final Fantasy XIV in a cozy, casual, and mostly positive way. So like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and we will see you in game. Bye.
Bye.